Severe weather warnings through all of Los Angeles County, most specifically Sherman Oaks. Hot tub warning in effect this evening. We now return you back to your regular
Pizza's here. Okay, so it's $10 each, right? You're paying for it, Rook. Okay.
Next time, Kiara, bikinis.
New girl. Hey folks, welcome to Hot Tub Sleeper Picks.
Major bummer this week, guys. We got rained out of our hot tub.
But we love you anyway, so we wore bikinis for you guys. It's week 7, and that means it's the halfway point for most fantasy football seasons.
So sad. Only 7 more weeks before you're either in or out of the playoffs.
So let's get started. My sleeper pick is Danny Woodhead.
Oh my god, I love Danny Woodhead.
Ugh, you would. Danny's the tiny guy running all over the place for the New England Patriots. By now, you'd think he'd be snatched up in every league, but Danny is still available in over 90% of the leagues that I've checked. The Pats traveled to San Diego to play the floundering Chargers. The Bolts D just gave up huge yards to Steven Jackson. Now, Woodhead isn't the starter. Green Ellis is getting that call. But with BJGE's big booty in there, well, Danny has been a stud, making tired linemen and linebackers miss as he spells the man with the NFL's most annoying name. Look for the Pats and Bolts to end up in a shootout, and look for Woodhead to finish the game with over 100 all-purpose yards and a touchdown, or 2.
Okay, so before I tell you my very first sleeper pick, let's head over to the bedroom.
Thanks, Destiny, and welcome back to Stardom Sid'em Slumber Party.
Without wasting any time, let me get to one player who's a must-start this week if you own him. Marquez Colston of the New Orleans Saints. Yes, he hasn't been what you hoped for when you drafted him thus far, but this week, the Saints welcomed the Cleveland Browns. The Browns struggle against big physical receivers, so expect this to be the week that Colston breaks out for his first 100-yard game and touchdown of the season. Make sure he's on your starting lineup.
Nice. And for my selection of who not to start this week, I take you to Atlanta, where Matt Ryan faces off against a Cincinnati Bengals team that's coming off a bye week and a bad loss. The Bengals have been an underachieving defense thus far in 2010, but after a week of rest, I expect them to be fired up and smelling blood after watching the Falcons get handled in Philly last Sunday. My guess is Matty hands the ball off to Michael Turner far more often than he drops back to pass. Keep him benched this week.
Short and sweet. I like it.
Well, I didn't want to keep the newbie waiting too long before making our first pick.
Oh, I almost forgot. Without further ado, take it away, Destiny.
Thanks, ladies. So my sleeper pick is Brandon LaFell, wide receiver for the Carolina Panthers. The Cats face San Fran this week at home, and having just enjoyed a bye, this is their week to strike. Coach Fox will want to get the running game going. Probably not going to happen. What will happen is quarterback Matt Moore will throw 30 times. This is desperation time. And sure, while many are screaming this is Steve Smith's week, it isn't. He's banged up, selfish, and old. LaFell is the future. The rookie hasn't done a thing yet, but he's going to be on the field and was targeted 8 times 2 weeks ago. Look for Matt Moore and LaFell to have a good game at home. I expect the rookie to score a touchdown to cap off a 4-catch, 70-something yard day.
Way to go, rookie! Well, before we do my pick, guys, let's head over to the injury nurse.
Wow, it seems like at least one star was concussed in each game this week. So, if you're like everyone else, you are hurting with your must-play guys riding the pine. There are so many injuries I could talk about, but I'm going with Chris Cooley's bruised melon. The Redskin tight end got knocked out and will most likely miss a game or 2 since he's had more head injuries than most prize fighters. Grab Fred Davis. Last season when Cooley broke his ankle, Davis played like a beast. The USC grad really would be starting on almost 20 teams in the NFL, so it's time you scouted him at least. Do I have any idea of what kind of Redskin team will show up to play my Chicago Bears this week? No. But I do know McNabb loves tight ends, and Davis is most likely his #1 for the time being.
Thanks, Court. So finally, guys, my sleeper pick this week is Matt Castle, quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, no doubt we've dogged on Castle before, and in all honesty, I still don't think he's better than an average QB. But this week, Matty gets to play Jacksonville at home, and sadly the Del Rio defense kinda stinks. The Jags are hemorrhaging 280 plus yards a game in the air, and it finally looks like Dwayne Bowe has learned to use his hands. So I'm gonna guess this could be a great day for Castle, as he outduels Gerard and MGD in a high-scoring but close game. Look for him to hit the 250-yard mark early in the game and add 3 passing touchdowns to his season's total.
Well, there you have it.
Our Week 7 picks have been made.
And make sure you guys stay through the credits to see another waiver wire watch.
And also, make sure you're checking hottubsleeperpicks.com for more weekly info.
See you next week, guys.
Bye.
Mwah.
Thanks for sticking around, everyone. If you've been paying attention to Sam Bradford's new look Rams, you'll see there has yet to be a wideout who has separated himself as the team's go-to guy, except for the injured Mark Clayton. Well, this week, Denario Alexander might have claimed the gig. He's got the size at 6'4", 220, and he runs a blazing 40. More importantly, he's got a QB who is on his way up and will be looking for a guy to take with him. It's still too early to call Alexander a sleeper because Bradford is spreading the ball around so much. But if you've got room on your roster for a receiver, there are few with more upside than Denario.